Almost 3 years we've been waiting. Almost 3 years we've been waiting for like a Wednesday season 2, and it's finally here, man. And they definitely are going out with a bang, man. And it seems like Pugsy got himself a little superpower. Now that's what up, man. That's what's up. Oh, guys, wait, man. Where's my manners? My name's Infamous, but you can call me M3Bolt. Welcome back. 2 or 3 years ago, Netflix released a series called Wednesday. It's about like the daughter of like the Addams family, Wednesday, where she's pretty much sent to like this boarding school where Gomez and Morticia went to, but it was no ordinary boarding school. It's pretty much a boarding school for like monsters and supernatural beings. Wednesday was over there like solving mysteries, solving crimes, trying to solve some murders and stuff. It's a new, fresh take on the Addams Family franchise, so yeah. Make sure to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, check me out on DNR. Links to everything is down below, and guys, if you want to get my videos like before they even show up on YouTube, head over to my Patreon page. And in case you guys don't know what Patreon is this website where pretty much where you can like support your favorite content creators, like get like behind the scenes stuff, and only that, like, well, they get content early. The first episode of Wednesday pretty much starts out with like a narration from Wednesday. Wednesday is in like some sort of basement, like tied up with a bunch of creepy dolls like sitting next to her. 6 weeks ago, Wednesday has been like trying to improve upon her powers, and I've been like trying to reach out to Goody because like she kind of like merged with Wednesday to save her life, and now she's gone. And she pretty much like had nothing but her spellbook to like help her out with her powers. Wednesday has been like using her powers to like try to like catch some sort of serial killer, call himself like some sort of like head scalpel guy where he pretty much like cut off people's hair or something. They managed to like go to like the police station, pretty much like take like this killer's like bowling ball. And Wednesday used her powers to basically like find like the killer. She found out like the killer is like some sort of dog groomer, and he's like from far away from there. She went to the airport to like pretty much fly over there, and she pretty much like had to like go to like security, but security was holding her up because she kind of like brought weapons. She emptied her pockets and a crap ton of weapons keep falling out. She finally like arrived where like the serial killer was at, and pretty much was trying to like get him, but like her powers kind of like activated when she touched him, and she kind of was knocked out. Now that like we're caught up here, like Wednesday is down in that basement, and those dolls down there, their hair was actually made from like some of the victims that like serial killer has killed, kind of like keeping them as like a reminder of who they were. The killer came in and pretty much like showed Wednesday that like he made a doll of her, using a little bit of her hair for the hair. The thing pretty much like came out and pretty much beat the living crap out of like the serial killer. And Thing really do got hands, man. Like he can really throw them hands. Wednesday untied herself, and Thing pretty much pointed out the fact that her eyes were bleeding like blood. Wednesday told Thing to like not tell anyone, especially her mom, about this. Then Wednesday pretty much like beat up the serial killer and pretty much like handed him over to the police. And back at like the Addams family house, Wednesday was working on her new novel. And Morticia pretty much went inside Wednesday's room and pretty much like told her like, hey, we don't want to be late for school and stuff. Come on, hurry up. Bert's already loaded up the car. On the way to Nevermore, we found out that Pugsley like got a little bit of like Uncle Fester's powers. He can like shoot electricity like Uncle Fester. Wednesday pointed out the fact that there's a stop sign going up ahead and told like Pugsley to go shoot it. Pugsley managed to like shoot down the stop sign, but it ended up like causing like a crash, and then it ended up like causing a little bit of explosion. Meanwhile, some couple were were out like in a picnic, and some guy, some sort of private detective, was watching them, taking pictures and trying to collect evidence. Then one crow pretty much like showed up. It was like a one-eyed crow that was like watching the PI dude taking pictures. Then more crows started to show up and started like attacking the PI guy. The PI guy pretty much like used his phone to like send a message to someone, and the PI pretty much said like something about like some evidence is fine and safe, but he ended up like being killed by the crows. Back at the Nevermore Academy, Wednesday like went up to her dorm room, and then she saw Enid. Enid is like the leader of the wolf pack now, and pretty much was like having like this kind of like crush on this dude named Bruno. Her and A just kind of broke up and things were a little awkward. Enid has been avoiding him. Wednesday opened her like closet, and pretty much like there was a crossbow that shot out, and it had like a picture on it, and it was from like Wednesday's stalker. Wednesday did try to use her powers to like find the stalker, but she couldn't find out like who it is. Gomez and Morticia were pretty much like helping like Pugsley like get settled in. His roommate is Eugene, and Eugene had the ability to like control bees, but now he can like control more than like bees. He can control other insects. Him and Pugsley were not like hitting it off that well. Principal Dwight pretty much was asking Morticia about like her like staying here and like pretty much like becoming like a donor and like a chairman of the school. The reason why Dort asked is because, well, because of Wednesday's actions in the last season, Xavier could not like come back to the school. His dad kind of like pulled him out of the school and the funding for the school, and the school's in like some sort of financial trouble. and he pretty much needs the help. We're pretty much offered Morticia like a chance to like live and stay at like Miss Thornhill's like cottage that is on the school grounds, and pretty much like Wednesday and like Morticia was pretty much talking, and Morticia mentioned something about her sister having like being a raven and stuff. Because like Wednesday was having a hard time with her powers. Wednesday pretty much like head out and pretty much was walking through the woods until like she saw the crime scene of that PI that was killed. Alright, trying to speed things up. Wednesday pretty much met up with Tyler's dad. Tyler's dad used to be a cop in the last season, but like people like kicked him out and kind of like blamed him. He knew the PI dude and he was like working with him because like there was some sort of like big case going on that could affect Nevermore in the Outcast community. Wednesday did not like want to help at all. He's like, nah, I don't care. Eventually we got introduced to like a new like community of outcasts. They're pretty much called the Da Vinci's. Da Vinci's are outcasts with telekinetic powers. The Stalker strikes again and pretty much like took like Wednesday's novel and pretty much planned to like burn like her like novel at like at the bonfire. But luckily Wednesday managed to make it out of there. Everyone was cheering on Wednesday, but like Wednesday is like not having that. He kind of like destroyed like a painting. Enid pretty much talked to Wednesday, and Wednesday had like another vision, and she saw like Enid being dead, and like Enid like blaming like her death on her. Bianca was being blackmailed by like Dort to like get more money out of Morticia. And it turns out Wednesday's stalker was pretty much like a fangirl who was assisting Wednesday that could turn invisible. That goes to Nevermore. Tyler's dad ended up dead, and Wednesday did try to like use her powers to like, well, to get answers, but her powers are gone and she had to like solve the whole thing by herself. We found out that Tyler was like put in some sort of like mental hospital for outcasts. It was pretty much run by Dr. Fairburn and Judy Sternhurst, who's the daughter of like some sort of Nevermore teacher that was like retired and stuff, and pretty much like she was like behind like the whole Crows killing people thing, and she'd been like experimenting on like outcasts to basically like copy their abilities and give them to humans. Wednesday and Uncle Fester like end up like causing like some sort of power outage, which pretty much like facilitates Tyler escaping. Wednesday and Fester pretty much like broke some woman like out of like the cell and pretty much was like helping her get out. Eventually like Tyler like met up with Wednesday. Wednesday ended up throwing out like the asylum window and pretty much like was like really hurt, and that was it. And basically like put like their DNA inside like a regular human and boom, they become an outcast. I wonder, it might be a slight possibility that like the principal might be like a Lois patient, or at least a Lois test subject that probably like escaped or probably like left to possibly infiltrate Nevermore. I mean, there's just so many evidence, and no given the fact that his path is so mysterious, we don't even know exactly like who the heck he is. And speaking of, like, again, the principal seems to have, like, a very, like, deep emotional attachment to Weems. Maybe they met years ago, or maybe they probably, well, he probably went to Nevermore at the same time around her. Well, we don't know that for certain, but I think so, because there's, like, possibility that he probably had, like, a crush on her, just like she had a crush on Gomez when they were like in Nevermore, but like we didn't notice or anything like that. Maybe that could have been the case as well. But yeah, we did not see any hostility towards Gomez at all. When like, you know, the principal like met like Gomez and Morticia, we don't see like some sort of like passive aggressive towards them, and something is like very off between them. Why didn't he just spend a night to explore? Maybe so that way like it kind of like covers his tracks and kind of like, you know, make sure like no one don't really scoop around, because if people like found out that like basically like he was a test subject for like the Lois program to like get like not normie powers, but like outcast abilities, so that way he can like get into Nevermore and basically like control Nevermore or the outcast community. That actually would make sense. Same thing with Agnes too. I mean, given her powers to turn invisible, there's a slight possibility that like she could be a spy for Thornhill too, or at least work for Lois or have been a test subject from the whole Lois program too. Okay, in case you guys don't know who Sandy Newton is, okay, Sandy Newton was an actress from like Euro 2000. If you guys remember the movie Norbit, she actually played a character named Kate, who was pretty much like Norbit's best friend. I should have definitely reacted to that movie later, but that's for another day. And she also showed up in a movie called Westworld, and she showed up in like at least 2 Tyler Perry movies, I think. One was named like For Colored Girls, the other one was I think it was like No Good Deed or like The Good Deed, I think. At first when I saw her, I almost like did not recognize her because like it's been like a really long time since I last see her on like screen or something. But I gotta admit, she looked good. Real good. Honestly, I do her character, Dr. Thurn, well, the Fairburn. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm gonna be honest with you, like the whole series itself is pretty much like a supernatural take on like the whole X-Men, like that was directed by Tim Burton. I'm not gonna lie, Judy and like her dad, well the the one who's controlling like the Ravens the whole time. I'm gonna be honest with you, like everything about like the whole like storyline with that, it kind of feels like the super villain Mr. Sinister. In case you guys don't know who Mr. Sinister is, pretty much he was a mad scientist from the 1800s who was obsessed with like mutants and wanted to like gain their powers and pretty much control like the evolutionary destiny of humanity and mutant kind. I mean that's what it's giving off to me, honestly though. Okay, I just gotta know, whose idea was it to make like Eugene sound like a complete douche, man? Like what the heck? Like when he first met Pugsley and stuff, he's pretty much put off with his like whole weirdness stuff. Seriously, with everything like that he went through Wednesday and like how like their relationship dynamic is, he would think to be like a little more more cool. It's like the whole like Adam's Family weirdness a little bit. But I can see the reason like why they make him seem like some sort of like overconfident I mean not douchebag. I mean he's still like a nerd I guess. I'm just saying like the way they've written like Eugene in this season, they made him seem like he's a totally different character. Like what the heck? Another question that I gotta ask you is this: who's the lady that Wednesday pretty much let go, or let loose in that cell? I mean, I speculated that it could be Tyler's mom. Because, I mean, if you guys remember at the end of, like, the last episode, episode 4, she seemed a little too calm and, like, very relaxed to, like, see the hide. As if she, like, seen, like, a hide before, and probably has been a hide before. I mean, it makes sense to, like, that could possibly be Tyler's mom. But here's the question, though. If they already had a hide in their possession, why do they need like someone why do they need Tyler to understand what a hide is if they already had a hide? Some people think that like that could have been anophilia, but if like that was anophilia, then that would Fester probably would have recognized her immediately or almost immediately after like seeing her, honestly though. So that option not likely. And keep in mind, Uncle Fester did point out the fact that Morticia pretty much sent the Uncle Fester to the hospital in the first place, check up on her, but she was already gone by the time he got there. So either A, that's not the only Lois facility out there. There could have been more than one. There could have been a network of other Lois experiments doing the exact same thing. Who knows? Another thing I kind of like is they brought back Tim Burton's #1 animation style, claymation animation, where they basically used the claymation animation to explain the kid from Nevermore with the mechanical heart. I speculated that the hospital that he was put in was the same Lowe's facility. There's possibility that again Stonehurst the Jared Stonehurst probably have operated on him before. And given the fact that the zombie seems to recognize him, there's a slight possibility that he probably was responsible for the Dutch student to have that mechanical heart in the first place. I really did love the fact that Christopher Lloyd made a cameo appearance in the series, man, because in case you guys don't remember, Christopher Lloyd was the original Uncle Fester from the 90s Addams Family movies. I know that he started with Christina Ricci in those two movies. Honestly, man, I'm hoping for a third season at this point. Because I'm just imagining who's next? First it was Christina Ricci, then Christopher Lloyd, who's next? Angelica Houston? That would be the woman who played Morticia in the 90s Addams Family movies. Well, hopefully she really do make an appearance in the third season. There's been a bunch of chatter online about how there's not gonna be a third season of Wednesday because General Ortega says that she's not gonna come back for Wednesday season 3. Honestly though, no. Honestly, this is bad. Because one, you cannot have Wednesday, a show about Wednesday Addams, without General Ortega at this point. I like in this season, we get to actually see Grandma Frump for real, because she was mentioned in the last season, in season 1, where pretty much Xavier and Wednesday were talking about some sort of funeral, and it had to do with something about Wednesday's grandma. Well, at least we know what she actually does for a living, and it makes sense actually. Okay, Christina Ricci, bro, at this point, she's legendary status at this point. And over there, bro, if you guys pay attention, throughout, the whole time she's been on screen, that smile looked exactly like when Wednesday was, trying to smile in the 90s movie. I'm just saying that smile is just like so dang creepy and like scary creepy that it's just like dang man, dang. And I don't understand like why. Okay, when she was like running from Tyler when he transformed to the Hive, bro, she was running like if she was like some freaking toddler. Like seriously, that thing is trying to kill you later. Like run, lady, run. Instead, she just like running like a little baby, man, and she ended up dead. Honestly, man, she kind of. I mean, her character kind of does deserve that. But that would mean like no more like Christina Ricci cameos like throughout the whole series anymore. Okay, like what was it the camp scene where pretty much like Wednesday and like well they had to like compete with like the what was it the military cadet campers guys. I'm gonna be honest with you, it does seem like something from. I feel like this was like some sort of like I don't know deleted plot from the like '90s Addams Family movie, specifically the second one. Why? I don't know. It just gives me that feeling like that was supposed to be like a deleted scene that was in there. I mean, I don't know honestly, but I just feel like that should have been in there in like the '90s like Addams Family movie, in my opinion, though. And the Scoutmaster, I did like try to like look him up because he looked a little familiar. That would be Anthony Michael Hall. For any millennial Gen X, they probably remember like the movie. What was it? The Breakfast Club. He played this character named Brian. He's like the nerdy dude. Alright, girls, that was it for like Wednesday season 2 part 1. Bro, I just can't wait to like actually like watch like part 2 after this. Bro, I just can't wait, man. Honestly, man. Before I gotta go, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Instagram, check me out here. North links to everything down below. And your boy out.